This is the trans experience in 2025. Hey babes, I'm Alice. I'm a transgender and queer person. Just trying to live my life and be a good human in New York City. So the window into my life is now officially my birthday and my feelings and how I'm coping with this current moment. I'm a little stony. I should be because it's Sunday night. Welcome to my video diary where I overshare and I'm vulnerable with the whole wide internet so that y'all might see some part of yourself in me. I'm also going to show you around New York City, so sit down, grab some popcorn, and get ready for the tea, kids. I was just at Whole Foods tonight, so I was like looking at the plants. I'm standing there for like 20 minutes. There was this very rare plant that I could not identify. Apparently it was like poisonous to everyone, to people and humans. I don't know what that means with this situation energetically. So I'm looking at it and I'm trying to decide if I want to get it, if I could nurse it back to health, how sick it was, because it's so interesting. It's like all that kind of stuff. And this freaking security guard who is standing 6-8 feet behind me all this time, just like watching me. Like I'm gonna walk out of the store with a 3 or 5 foot plant or something. So homeboy's watching me the entire time. And I'm like, let me not respond to this because this is more energy than it is worth. But I did. Thinking about like gender, I had stopped the ATM and this person was like harassing people. Be careful, kind of watch where you walk in New York. Always keep an eye on the ground. Anyway, I'm like at the ATM and he's trying to harass me for money and I was like, and he calls me a bitch. So then I go inside the bank and I tell them like,
this person harassing people.
And then by that point, like another person had been harassed and came inside. And so I get gendered as like a woman, as feminine, as female by this person who wants money from me. It was very interesting. And then when I was going to do my errand, the door guy was like,
thanks, beautiful.
Which is strange because he seemed like a cisgendered man. Yeah, and then I was walking into a store and some man like held the door open for me. Earlier when I was at the passport place and there was like an issue with the line and stuff, there was a guy who was also waiting and we were both like in a similar difficult situation. And so the guy goes up to talk to the people doing the passports and he's like,
and there's this guy waiting behind me too.
So I got gendered when I was getting my passport as a man. And then when somebody wanted money from me, I got gendered as a woman. The guy who checked my ID, so he probably, my gender marker has not been updated on that yet. And that's in process. And then the guy who held the door open for me. So I don't know if it's like trans affirming day or if I'm getting gendered as a woman. Like I'm not complaining if I look like a girl, because I think women and girls and feminine people are great. It's just not something that resonates with who I am. I mean, I've been wearing the same outfit all day and one person will gender me as a man. And he was like doing that in solidarity because he's like,
yeah, this guy's waiting for his passport too.
But then the guy who wanted money from me at the ATM was like, bitch. And then another man opened the door for me in that gentlemanly way. Yeah, it's not just something to think about. When you do get misgendered in the world, it might be helpful to know about my experiences. Really, this is like proof that whether somebody calls you he or she or they very often has to do with their perception, but not actually who you are. And I know that it's very difficult and it's really painful to be misgendered, especially if there are laws that say your teachers have to misgender you or your employer can misgender you. Just keep in mind that how people see you is totally based on their experiences, because I have looked the same way all day and I have been gendered multiple ways in positive and negative. So, we're at Marsha P. Johnson State Park. the mic is not doing well in the wind. And it is the night before the full moon. It's about 30 degrees outside. So I came in here to kind of think a bit about my feelings about having been profiled trans week. At times, I think I do have passing privilege, and it's important to point that out. So passing privilege, it's like a complicated thing. To put it simply, it means that you pass, like other people see you as a specific gender or sexual orientation. And the thing with passing privilege is that it at times can make you safer than other people who are the same as you. And so there's all these like levels of complication within it. Gender, it's like a conception in each person's mind. You just might think I'm like a woman, or one person might think I'm non-gendered, or a man, or whatever they think I am. In the time since recording this video, I have been misgendered maybe, I don't know, 1 billion times, and I can't walk into a grocery store without being profiled. And at this point, it feels so overwhelming sometimes, and it makes me not want to leave my house, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I do like being outside. So, if I believe that words do have power, and people are going to gender me however they want, no matter what I wear, like, how do I deflect that? Like, how in the same way where if there was some adult having a temper tantrum, I'm not gonna like walk up to them. If they're just like screaming things at me, I'm just gonna keep walking by because I know they're having a temper tantrum and it's about them. Like, how do I do the same thing with gender? I don't know. We'll figure it out together though, I guess. In my next vlog, I'll finish this whole food story about me being profiled in the grocery store, and I'll tell you more about how I keep getting profiled all the freaking time. Anyway, thank you for watching, and the rest of the video is just gonna be a walk around Marsha P. Johnson Park on a very clear night. Love you. If you want to watch my astrology videos, go to @NYCQueerConjure, and I'll see you next time. And so I was like, yeah, okay, now it's... Gender is such a perceptual thing. I don't know if that's a word, but like, I mean, perception. I don't know what to talk about. Where's the light? All sorts of drawings.